So we are here with Dr. Soong. He's the director of the cornea service of the Department of Ophthalmology and Visual Science from the Michigan University. And he has many interesting stories for us. But first of all, he has had at least 8 fellows from Brazil. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct.
Who was your first fellow?
Dr. Dr. José Otayano.
Oh, the president of the Brazilian Council.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So he's used to the Brazilians and he speaks a little bit of Portuguese already, but I want to hear from you. I've heard, and you said in your talks, that the discovery of the femtosecond laser in ophthalmology was almost by chance. Could you explain it for us?
Exactly. This was 1992. Our second-year resident saw a patient from the laser center at the University of Michigan Engineering School with an injury to the eye, and saw that the injury was very precise with very little collateral damage in the retina. So the name of the doctor was Dr. Ronald Kurtz, and he said, "Sir, what kind of laser is this?" And the scientist said, "This is a femtosecond laser, near infrared." "Oh, tell me more," because he immediately wanted to use it for the eyes. And then the first indication after investigation in the laboratory between the eye department and the engineering school was for LASIK flap cutting. And then since then, we've done other things like corneal transplants and eventually cataract surgery.
So this resident saw the patient, and he was in engineering. But 1992, this was really the beginning of femtosecond laser for the engineers, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And the reason they were investigating this at the University of Michigan, we were very close to Detroit, automobile engineering, for measuring cylinders and pistons and everything. And that's how it all started.
And it does have a parallel story with the excimer laser, because if you remember that they were testing on rabbits excimer lasers to test the safety of the laser in animal eyes. That was Taboada, and they start doing it. So it's a similar story.
It's very parallel.
Yeah, that's very, very interesting. So talking about the femtosecond laser, since the beginning of the story of femtosecond laser history with it, what role does femtosecond laser plays on your clinic nowadays?
Currently, most of the indications are for LASIK, making the LASIK flaps. But we also do use it for corneal transplantation, cutting of the complex wounds, also for lamellar keratoplasty. It's probably not too practical for DALK because it gets a little dicey when you get close to the descemes membrane. In the laboratory, we're still investigating its use for other things such as the retina. It's very difficult in the retina. But glaucoma surgery, still investigational, however.
This is good. And, how do you compare the microkeratome LASIK with the femtosecond laser LASIK?
First of all, I think the mechanical microkeratome is still a very good alternative. We changed completely from mechanical microkeratomes for LASIK to femto LASIK flaps in 2002. Ever since then, we did not go back. We haven't used our microkeratome. The reason being, I somewhat like the safety. There's less chance of buttonholes, free caps, short flaps, and other complications such as that. Also, the edges of the femtosecond laser LASIK cut is vertical, so there's less slippage.
Yeah, so you just don't do microkeratome blade cuts anymore.
I'm sorry, I forgot how to use it.
You know what? Same thing for me. I stopped doing it probably at the same time, but I still teach my fellows, so I still know how to do it. Do you think there will be any future for femtosecond laser in retina surgery? How could it be done?
Yes, the main difficulty is, unlike the cornea and the lens, the laser energy has to travel further,
Sure.
so more impediments in the medium. So we lose the
Energy.
power, and we also have some scatter. So
Okay.
that is the main problem. We are still not giving up, and it is also possible for use in retinal imaging, although OCT is so popular.
Yeah. But you could use the laser for retinal imaging.
Yes, but ultimately I wish we could do a better job cutting membranes and whatnot back in the retina.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Soong. It was a pleasure having you here, and a pleasure having you here at our meeting, and I hope you're enjoying Rio with us.
It's an honor. Muito, muito obrigado.
Thank you.